We are alive. Oh, guys, we're live here, and I'm not ready on Spreaker. I'm just going to skip this part.
There we are.
Yeah. Oh. Well, hooray for tech issues, everybody.
Yeah, we're used to them.
I know, right? So, everybody, welcome to Into the Abyss, guys. This is our first time using this new program. You can see that the screens do look a little different. Got a lot of feedback there, but that's okay. But we're learning a little bit. But you know what? I want to play my intro, so I'm going to do it this way.
Do it.
Do it.
Hi, Vicky.
Welcome into the Abyss with your host, Sean Gilmore. Open your mind, both of your ears, and all three of your eyes to discuss all things with weekly special guests. We believe that we all learn from each other, and we all have a lot to learn. What will you learn today? Here is your host, Sean Gilmore.
Hi, Sean.
Sean.
Oh, what's up, guys? So, here we did it.
We did it.
Sean.
Uh-oh.
This shameless plug. I'm with music like
Hey,
this.
Mike, this reminds me of our show.
Man,
It must be us.
That's
It's
why I
gotta
said
be
we're
us.
used to it.
It's probably you and me making this happen.
Yep.
it could be some audio editing. Maybe. I'm out of here.
Oh. You better lower the scary stuff or Michael will sign off.
I will.
Uh-oh.
I'm out.
Not even embarrassed.
So that intro was actually my good friend, and I told him to add a plug to it. So, just add a plug to it. But I thought it was a little bit long, so I asked him to actually shorten it, but still had the plug in it, but he just took the whole plug out. So that's when I usually play, because that's the one he likes. So Today we got to hear the original one. So, which actually, guys, this is probably going to be the second and the last time I play that intro.
What's
I
that?
feel honored.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah. There might be. We'll find out in February.
Are we on Facebook?
To the people
You're freezing up, Sean.
Big time.
Yep, this is totally like our show.
Yep.
Yes. About so and then I don't know, guys. I don't know. It looks good to me.
You're
Maybe-
fine now.
maybe-
It was freezing up.
Yeah, you're fine now.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's freezing.
I'm freezing?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty warm. I got a space heater over here.
Ah,
Put it up. Yeah. So, anyways, there we go. So here we are, guys. My guests. We're a little bit off today, but that's okay. We're allowed to be. The guests today, of course, it's my team. It's not showing. Oh, look at that. the wrong button, guys. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. Dark Alley, Paranormal.
Nice.
That is us. And we have the Gooz, and then we have what is your nickname again? The Heisenburg?
Yeah. The Heisenburg. I like that.
Yeah. Those are my new
The Heisenburg.
And then we have Tina. She is a fellow investigator. And Tina, you're sensitive too, right?
That's correct.
So are you like psychic or?
Yes, I'm psychic. I'm also a medium. And yeah.
That is so cool. It's been a while since I've worked with a team that has a psychic, and so I'm just like really, really excited to do that. I'm an empath, so you'll
awesome.
probably notice me turning to you for validation because I don't trust myself.
That's all right. It's hard. That's something that everybody that does this has to work on, trusting yourself. And I mean, I still go through periods when I think to myself, what's going on? And is this real, or am I dreaming, or what's happening here? So, you do have to trust the information that comes through. And then, lots of times too, you have these people around you that are like, well, I don't hear it, or I don't feel it, or like that. And they get sort of, I'm going to use the word pissy. They get a little pissy with you because you're seeing or hearing something or feeling something that they don't see and hear. But we all need our skeptics, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
The skeptics keep us on our toes, right? And they keep us honest.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
Ray's sensitive too, but be nice to him though.
Yes.
Ray, I know. Ray's an empath. And
I'm just saying he's sensitive.
Well, he's just
I'm very
Jewel.
sensitive.
He's like Jewel. He's sensitive and he wants to keep it that way.
Yeah.
right.
Oh man. I love this family.
So if you guys haven't noticed, like there's this really cool feature. I'm having too much fun with it right now. I can show your comments. So if you have a question
that's pretty cool.
or anything, I'm going to pop it up here, and everybody will see your question, whether we can hear it or not. So, please ask your questions. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yes,
see?
they do. They do bring balance. Absolutely, I agree with you.
That one I clicked on by accident, but it's very true. And
I clicked on it.
Actually, Angela, and I'm hoping next week, her and her husband are going to be my guests. They're two fellow investigators from I don't know, somewhere in the mitten there, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere in
Michigan. I had a guest
Out in the Detroit area.
The Detroit, is that like right there? I don't know. I had a guest from Michigan, and they were like telling me about the map on your hand. It's the mitten. So
that's kind of cool.
Now, whenever
Michigan in the Arctic Circle. I'm gonna get kicked off this show.
It's really hard to. We don't really censor here. You can swear as much as you want. I don't care. RU Media has given me the okay, where it's okay. So we're good. Oh, we got both Centauris in the chat room, guys. What's up? So
Centauri.
Uncle Tony, Kathy.
So, guys, I've noticed that Dark Alley has quite a few new members, including myself.
Yep.
And Tina's another new member.
Yep.
Yes.
She's our fresh newbie.
Yeah, she took that title from me, which is okay. And then Todd Schlott, which I probably took his fresh newbie title away from him.
Yeah. You guys are like free agents we picked up like off season.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm already trying to trade you.
Oh,
Ah, damn, dude.
Wow.
Kick 'em
I
off.
want a new copy machine.
Oh my god.
I'm not trying to trade you for new people. I'm trying to trade you for objects.
He wants new paranormal.
Yeah. Here you go.
I think I can get a lot for you guys. There, that's kind of a compliment.
That's pretty funny. So guys, what can we as the newbies expect from Dark Alley Paranormal this year?
Well, we're already starting to push. We're already we're already starting to really kind of push our residential caseload. It's not something that we've done too much of in the last few years. When we first started out, we had a couple cases that really, I mean, they were interesting, but they were kind of, I don't know, they didn't really go anywhere. I mean, as far as we were able to pretty much figure out what's going on in both of the homes. But it's something that we wanted to do for a while. And like with you and Todd, Sean, you guys come from groups that did a lot of that kind of thing. And it's going to really help us, grow that part of our group. And that's probably the most exciting thing for me that's going to come up with our group. We have a lot of cool things going on other than that. We have some cool events we got coming up this year. We got the Gettysburg Bash in July. And what else we got? We got MadCon 3 in September. And October, we have Fright Fest out in Fort Wayne. So,
Nice.
cool year.
Nice.
And just investigating with a bigger group, we're going to be able to get into some, different places than we were when we were just like the four of us. Financially, it's nice to have new members, but we probably wouldn't have brought on people that we didn't trust. So, I mean, it was awesome. We were able to bring you and Todd on, and then add Tina, and Kendall, Miranda, Sarah, Aaron. So we got a strong team, and they all bring something different to the table that's really going to help our team grow. So we're excited this year. 2020 is going to be big for us.
very cool.
I'm definitely excited. I'm excited to get down to Gettysburg. I've been there, but I've never done anything paranormal-wise there. So,
Right.
I've never been there.
Will we
I
go
haven't
to
either.
investigating?
That I think is kind of like on your own afterwards. The convention part of the event shuts down every day at like 5:00, and we're kind of on our own for whatever we want to do afterwards. So it might be in the cards. I'll talk to a few people out there, and maybe I can get something set up one night while we're there. But I don't think they have like any like ticketed public hunts or anything going on. I'm not 100% on that yet, but hopefully we get to do, even if we just as a group, walk around and maybe do EVP sessions on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Just
That'd be
do like a
awesome.
self-guided tour. I mean, anything. People I know that have been there. A guy that's not even a ghost hunter that I work with, he caught crazy stuff, crazy EVPs on his phone while he was recording. He was on a horse, like a horse-drawn carriage tour of the battlefield. I guess they were getting back on. They like stop at different locations, and the tour guide tells them a story or some historical facts, and they were like in this like wooded area, like on the battlefield, but like adjoining a wooded area. And he caught on camera. You just heard it was just sounding like a skirmish, a battle cry, skirmish. You heard guys yelling, and you actually heard a couple guns going off, but only him and one other person actually heard it, and he caught it on his camera. So I thought it was pretty cool. So just walking around the battlefield, we can do something as a group, I think.
That's
And
all.
there's a nightly ghost walk there too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
7
we
days a
do
week.
that. I mean, sneak our recorders in. There's options for sure. It's going to be fun.
Josh Bender
I
says,
thought.
I need to go.
Go, bud.
What's that?
Josh Bender says I need to go. Guess what, Josh?
Yeah, you need to go.
I'm planning on it.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing the Civil War reenactments. I didn't know anything about this paranormal stuff.
All transparency, guys. I'm having some trouble getting the Friday off, but I might be able to like drive out like Friday night. I don't know how it'll work.
Just call and sick.
As long as you're watching the podcast, I can do that.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how I can work it out. Usually, my work is really good about working with me. So we'll see. But I'll definitely be there Saturday.
Nice.
So I think I'm leaning towards like getting a campsite.
Yeah, we could do that.
I'm trying to get out of this. There's like this block. I don't know what this block is here. What is that?
The what?
I'm gonna have to fix that right here. See the back of my chair?
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the way I designed the overlay. I don't know.
I don't know.
No. Sorry, it's distracting me. ADHD at its finest. But yeah, so yeah, I'm really pumped to go. I went there when I was in like middle school, guys. Like,
yeah, I was little. I mean, I was probably elementary school when I went.
Yeah, so it's like it's gonna be really cool, and the amount of history and like I don't know. I love that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
I do too.
Yeah, I haven't been there since like
really
1862, 1863.
Oh no! Oh, Josh Benner's because they stay at the KOA.
There you go. I think Tina was saying there's Airbnbs around there too that are.
There's a lot of Airbnbs.
There are a lot of Airbnbs. Mm-hmm. I was looking.
One that's like on 33 acres. It's a little farm, and it's only $99 a night, and it sleeps 11.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Practically go for like $5.
And it's a farm. Farmhouses are always haunted, guys. Saying
it's 6 miles outside of town, which isn't bad.
That's not
bad. No, it's not bad at all.
Some of the craziest places have been in farmhouses, but
right,
a farmhouse around Gettysburg. Okay, so that's I'm excited for that. Do we have any investigations coming up, or?
We don't have anything set yet, but I mean we're working on it. Just because it's that time of year, we're kind of picky. I mean, my old bones can't take the freezing cold, so the the jails and the old prisons and stuff like that might have to wait till warmer weather. But we always have. I mean, we can at drop of a dime. We can go to Shalersville Historical Society, one of our favorite places. It's a great place for the newer people to kind of get an idea of what we do, and it's not like overwhelming, or we could just throw them in Madison for the first time, unprepared. But no, we have Madison's always up on the blocks for investigation. We were talking about going to the what was it called? The jail down in Newark.
Old Lincoln County.
Oh, Lincoln County. Yeah. Sorry. Oh. We want to go there. We haven't really been there. It's a whole team, just like our team. We were there for like a couple of us and some other people, and then that was the only time I've been there. Mike, you've been there twice, haven't you?
Yeah.
Just the once. Yeah.
Oh, we got Terrence Smith. We are heated at the Old Lincoln County Jail.
Oh, sweet. Well, maybe we'll be heading to Old Lincoln.
I was going to say the place is heated. That's awesome. Real quick, we have Brianna Smith. She's saying, can you guys please help me? Brianna, please elaborate. If we can help you, we definitely want to.
Yeah, Brianna, let us know. I mean, if you're not comfortable just blurting it out on Facebook, you can message myself, Goosby, or Sean Gilmore, or Mike, Brad, or Bradley Michaels on Facebook. We'll get into contact with you if you don't want to, talk about it in public, or if you just want to throw out a comment and let us know what's going on. Maybe we could help you out.
Definitely. I saw Trent on here.
Yeah, I saw Trent on there.
I waved a big hi. He did a big hi. He's talking about playing softball in Arizona.
Yeah, whatever.
He can't even walk outside without hurting his knee. So, I think if the wind blows more than 5 miles per hour, he's down for the week.
Well, Arizona is just so. Oh, I'm sorry. Trent, have you been to a ghost town yet? You need to go to the ghost town. There's a place I need to send you guys to because the place is really cool. And they have a big paranormal event, a Paracon coming up. So, Trent, you guys got to go. There's going to be some big names there. This will be a lot of fun.
Dark Alley, Arizona chapter.
Yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm. We did have a West Coast chapter for a while, but I think Aaron left the West Coast and now it's in Texas, so I'm not sure if he's still holding up the Dark Alley name down there or what. But yeah.
So Dark Alley Southwest.
Yeah, right. But yeah, Trent, dude, you got to start a chapter for us out there.
Mm-hmm.
He says he's not wrong. Yeah, you can do that. And then I'm trying to think of the that town, and I'm looking at my phone now, guys. It's bugging me. It's just like one of those things. Like it's on the tip of my tongue. It's not there. I'm not lying. It's not even there. So either way, Trent, it's not far from Phoenix. It's really not. I drove when I was there in last February. I drove there. It wasn't a horrible drive, and the place I was using actually this guy right here. This is a hacked radio, right? And where it's an old mining town, and there was no radio receptor. It was just literally just going no radio buzz at all, right? And I asked a question, and the clear as day, get out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Like, there's no way. I mean, there's no radio reception. It's just flipping through static. Wow. So I was like, that is one of the craziest experiences I've ever had with a hack radio.
Nice.
So, Vulture City is what it's called. So go there. Vulture City, ghost town or mining town. It's really cool. So with that, let's kind of go through. Tina, you're I don't think I've actually met you in person yet. Hopefully our meeting this month. But with the paranormal or supernatural, what is the craziest or scariest experience that you've had?
Oh, God. Scariest.
It can be crazy or scary. I'm down with either one.
Meeting Gooz. That was her.
that was my scariest.
Who the hell is this guy?
I ask that every day.
I know, man. Sorry. You guys are stuck with me, man. You're all stuck with me.
You know,
real quick to interrupt, Josh Bender, you are right. The Archive of the Afterlife Museum. Have you guys gone to that?
No,
I've never heard of it.
We gotta go.
Steve said we could bring the show down there sometime. Maybe we'll have to hit him up for that and do an investigation.
Where is it?
We'll pay the fee. Don't worry, I'm not trying to get a freebie out of you, bud. but yeah, we got to get down there.
It's in Moundsville, and it's a haunted artifact museum, really, and there's other oddities. It's Goose angry.
Is Wolver on or Adam posting that stuff?
I was wondering who from RU Media is commenting here.
You can't get enough of me, can you, Wolver? You're gonna find me everywhere. I know Adam can't get enough of me.
Oh, there it is. Yes, set up a group event.
Yeah, Steve, we'll be in touch, man. That'll be awesome. Actually, I remember having Steve last time I was at Moundsville. He was our tour guide. It was a long time. I don't know how many years ago. I don't even know if we were Dark Alley yet. We might have still been with the old team. Actually invested. No, we were Dark Alley, but it was a long time ago, like when we first started with Dark Alley. And I remember Steve giving us the tour. It was pretty in depth, and it was pretty awesome. He showed us all the hot spots at the prison, and I mean, it was great. So I did get to meet him once face to face, and been following him ever since.
Awesome. And I'm telling you, there's this doll there. I need some alone time with this doll. It sounds weird.
Yeah.
That sounds a little personal.
I don't think that's the kind of doll you need, buddy.
Yeah, that sounds a little personal. But you know what? We support everything, so go for it, Sean.
I touched it. I didn't feel
I'm out.
You're making this very hard on us, Sean.
This is like the tapioca thing all over again.
With you guys. That's Steve Almo. That's crazy. I didn't mean to. I had a piece of equipment that I was holding and I dropped it, and I went to pick up it was a Trifield natural meter, and I dropped it, and I went to pick it up and I accidentally touched it. And honestly, for a while after that, I just felt completely off. And ever since, I've been wanting to get back and get to know this doll more. And isn't that like weird? Like I want to get to know this doll. There's some sort of weird. Guys, this doll has an attachment to it. Oh my god!
The rest of the show is ruined, man.
Yep. What kind of attachment did it have, John?
Oh my god!
Sorry, Tina.
All right, Heisenburg. Hey, you guys asked me a question.
So, okay, thank you, Tina. Your craziest or scariest paranormal or supernatural experience?
Okay, I've got it. I was sound asleep, and someone grabbed my arm and shook me out of a dream. And I thought it was my daughter. When I opened my eyes, there was a girl standing by the side of my bed, but she was standing on the side that was up against the wall, and her body went through the bed. And she looked like she was black and white TV. And I looked at her, and she reached her hand out to me, and she disappeared. And I flipped out because the first thought I had was, oh my God, where's my daughter? Because she had long hair like my daughter does. And I was sleeping, so I was rattled out of sleep, and this happened to me. And so I called my daughter. Of course, she doesn't answer the phone because she's a teenager and, you know, she's out running around with friends in a car somewhere. And she finally answered, and I was pretty much hysterical. But it turned out that a friend of hers had committed suicide.
Oh, wow.
And we think that it was her. I can't think of any other reason. I had met her just about 3 or 4 times, a young girl, and I guess that she was trying to make a point with this suicide, but she realized she had gone too far, and she dialed 911. And so when they came to her, though, they couldn't revive her, which was just so sad because they were about 18 years old. 17 years old. So we think that it was her, but it was the most startling thing that I've had paranormal happen to me.
Yeah.
It was very upsetting. And she was, I mean, like at first I thought somebody's at the side of my bed, then I realized that's the wall. She's standing through the bed. So that was a very, very bizarre and frightening thing that happened.
Wow. Wow, that's definitely one of those powerful experiences that you definitely never forget.
Yeah. Wow.
It was bad, but it was definitely one of the scariest. I mean, at Prospect Place, I was pushed 3 times across the floor in the ballroom. That was pretty startling. Prospect Place was a very interesting place, and I'm hoping that I do get the chance to go down there again with the group. I think that would be that
was another place we were talking about. Yeah,
just a wonderful place to go.
I'd love to go get in the Prospect Place.
Have you been there, Sean?
Not to investigate.
Oh, okay.
I need to.
Yeah, it's
Prospect
great.
Place. It's one of those weird situations. It's been planned for me to go there like 3 or 4 times. Each time something has come up Or was it supposed to go? Actually, one of the times was for the last Goose Fest.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
We were supposed to go
Mm-hmm.
with Ectovision, but we actually ended up you had to change the date or something. And it was on the same weekend that we went into the Hinsdale house. Just like stupid things like that would always turn up, like I'm supposed to go investigate, so then something else pops up where I was able to go for some. And
we ended up having to move the whole event anyway, so it just it didn't work out, unfortunately.
I need to get in there. There's a couple places that I don't know. I can't talk about it. It's not Dark Alley. There's a place I'm going to. It's an iconic place in Cleveland. For some reason, we're not supposed to talk about it. Yeah. But I'm going, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a big bucket lister for me, so I'm excited.
Yeah, that's the place for me that I've been invited to, and my car broke down, so I wasn't able to go. Sucks.
So, Michael.
Yeah.
Your crazy or scariest paranormal experience.
Ooh.
Come on, man.
Well, I would have to say that would be. I did get a get out at Prospect Place at one point, and there was some weird things going on in the attic that the guy I was with was doing things he probably shouldn't have done, trying to conjure some stuff maybe. So I just happened to be there with that happening, and we heard a real weird laugh. And to be honest with you, I'm not even gonna lie, I can't tell now that I think back on it. I can't tell if it was a laugh or they have some pigeons and stuff that were all over the place.
Right.
So, I mean, at that point, that was one of the scariest. But as I keep thinking back, because I overthink some things, and I'm just like, that might have been a pigeon, actually. I mean, but right then it was scary because I think that was my second ever investigation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was kind of not sure about a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, I just see I think the best thing I saw, and Ray was part of that, I saw the door shut at Madison, and I actually got to witness it. He was walking in the door, and I actually got to see, I saw the door shut.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
yeah, and it shut completely. It latched and everything. So,
yeah.
So, and it was slow. It wasn't like a full-fledged.
No, it was slow, and it latched, and
yeah.
I was actually right there. So I saw it all happen, and I saw nobody touch the door. So and that was the coolest thing, but I haven't really been super scared as much. Like I said, I think the one time that I was at that Prospect Place when we heard that laugh. But again, as I started to think about it more and more, I'm just wondering if it's a pigeon. Because they can kind of sound that way.
You didn't have any
pigeons tell me to get out all the time.
It's not the get out part, dumbass. The laugh.
So real quick, Jessica Clark made a comment that I thought was kind of funny. She said, "This makes me." Obviously, I think she meant misinvestigating. Actually, she did. She said here, but after that, she said, "Makes me kiss investigating." I'm like, okay. So I don't know.
Everybody has their thing.
Ray gets that a lot.
Wow, sadly, you guys have gone all robotic and monster voiced and in and out and glitchy. I haven't heard anything for 5 minutes. It's sad.
I know.
Oh,
I wanted to hear Heisenburg's story so bad.
No, you didn't. It really wasn't much.
Something about pigeons telling them to get out.
Pigeons
I don't know.
didn't get out, laughing at me. I might not have been medicated at the time. I don't know.
Uh-oh. RU Media is leaving a link here. What is this? We had a crazy experience with Jeff a few years ago at Prospect.
Ah.
Okay. Good. Your turn.
Oh, my scariest experience?
Scariest, craziest, it could be whatever. Most profound.
I feel like a broken record sometimes telling this story, but you have a different audience than I do. So,
Maybe.
I mean, the whole thing started for me growing up in a haunted house. I mean, I grew up in a house that had all kinds of weird stuff going on. But probably, I think the craziest and the scariest was at Madison Seminary. We were doing like a public ghost hunt. We were like leading before Adam owned it with the old owners. We were leading a public ghost hunt, and it was actually earlier on in our investigating career, if you want to call it that. But we had a group up there, and it was kind of quiet. It wasn't like crazy active. I was getting nervous. People pay to be. You know how it is when you got a group. You want something profound, like you said, to manifest, or you wanted some kind of activity, so they see what you're talking about. So I started doing something that I don't ever do and will never do again. I started provoking a little bit, kind of like acting as if I was one of the mean. We were up in the asylum in the attic, and I was acting like one of the mean caretakers. Whoa, dark alley.
We lost
Tina. She must have had some technical difficulties. But I was up there and I started provoking and telling them that they needed to come down into the corner room, the Crazytown Room. Where they used to tell you that's where that would put the worst of the worst, like solitary, and lock them in that back corner. And something happened. I don't know what it was. I don't drop the P word. I don't like to say it was possession or anything like that. I definitely think I was being negative, so I kind of opened that window for negative energy to kind of get into me. I started dropping the F-bomb and just being belligerent, and something got into me, and a guy that used to be in our group, I turned towards him, and I guess at some point I actually threw a punch at him. Wasn't me. It wasn't, that's not, you guys know how I am. I'm not a violent person, or at least unless Michael pisses me off, but no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was scary, man, because I don't remember any of it. It was like that whole 30 seconds I was blacked out, and something else was, talking for me, or, I don't know. It was crazy. I just remember kind of poking the bear a little bit with whatever spirit was there, and the next thing I know, people are telling me to shake it off out in the stairwell, and then I heard this story about what happened in between, and I'm like, whoa.
You always have issues up there.
Yeah, the last time I was up there too, I was just sitting there being quiet. But sometimes you just, when you're being extremely observant and trying to get a feel for the energy there, sometimes if you're not careful and you don't put your guard up, that energy kind of soak into you like a sponge. And
what?
I don't know.
People do that to you too.
Oh, she's coming back. What's that?
Said that Madison will do that to you too. Tina's back. Madison Seminary will definitely do that. My first time, you were there, and I don't know if you remember the end of the night. It was pretty intense at the end of the night.
Man.
Very, very.
Yeah, everybody was on edge, and
yeah.
I mean, I wasn't even part of the crew, I wasn't setting up or breaking down, and everybody was kind of done, just wanting to get out of there on each other's nerves, and It was weird.
Right.
Like,
Was that the one that was on the TV show?
Yeah, Haunted Case Files?
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, that was on Haunted Case Files, and it was also on. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that one was Haunted Case Files. Sorry, Ectovision. We were featured on few, and then I get the cases mixed up sometimes.
Yeah,
but yeah, Gooz was our guest investigator for Ectovision, and that was. And you know what? Eric McGill. Who did the editing for Ectovision? He called that area of Madison Seminary Crazytown.
Yeah.
A lot of slack for that.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's not PC, but I mean that's what the owner called it. So that's what he called it.
Yeah.
But I mean that kind of tells you. I mean you kind of learn definitely learned a lot from the previous owner. So
yeah. I think they're a lot more respectful now.
Yeah.
With that.
Oh, we have a question. I have a question. Gooz, are you bringing up the comments?
Yeah, I guess because I'm also an administrator on here on our group, it's allowing me to do that. And I thought Zarina had a question for everybody.
That's cool. Zarina Crow, a previous guest of mine, she wants to know if anyone carries any protective talismans, and so we don't get hijacked.
I do.
All right, I had a real question first. Real question.
Oh,
what's a talisman?
Oh, talisman.
What is a talisman?
Any sort of protection medal. So
okay.
I have this on today. This is a St. Benedict medal, and I also this does not leave my body ever. This is St. Michael medal.
Yeah.
But I also have an Apache Tear necklace that I wear. I also carry crystals in my pocket. That just reminded me the other day when I went to the museum. I don't know if anyone saw my post. I went to the Natural History Museum.
Yeah, I saw it.
I forgot my crystals.
Oh.
And
no,
I forgot the shield. Oh
shit.
Oh, it was a mess. That was a mess, guys. Oh, this place had like crystals. It has like I'm talking to this guy about these skeletons. He's like, yeah, we have over 230 skeletons here in the building, and they're all people who died in the Cleveland area, and they were all donated out to us from the hospital and from the the medical school that I can't think of right now.
Case Western Reserve.
Thank you so much, from the Case Western Medical School. And so I was like, wow. So people must have like some pretty weird experiences here, right? Any paranormal experiences? He's like, I don't know about that, but people do feel kind of uneasy and don't stick around very long. So anyways, I was going through that. And of course, they have all the taxidermy in there. They have all the crystals that are in there. And plus, it was free. It was Martin Luther King Day, so it was free. There's people. I was just like, So I had to share that. As an empath, it can be very intense. So I didn't have my talisman. So yes, I normally do. And when I don't, I pay for it.
I don't carry anything, obviously.
Yeah.
I am really glad that this was brought up. I saw a show that you guys did last week, and you talked about how you don't do any protection or rituals or anything. And, you talk about getting hijacked. Gooz gets hijacked. And I think that if we did a little prayer over you or gave you something to carry in your pocket, you'd be better off.
Yeah.
It's not good for you to get hijacked by a ghost. And to not protect yourself from something is also, it's not good for you, Gooz. Makes me worry. Michael too. So maybe when I go with you guys, I could at least give you a little something to carry in your pocket to help you. But Gooz, I'm gonna put a big spell on you, so you're so you're okay.
Yeah.
You need something.
No, I mean, I don't do the grounding prayers or the rituals. I do wear my my Mjolnir or Thor hammer pendant.
Meow meow.
Yeah, meow meow. My Mjolnir Thor hammer pendant. I mean, it does have meaning for me. I mean, it does.
Yeah.
You know, I wear it like somebody wears their, you know, St. Michael's pendant or, you know, their cross or whatever. I mean, it means the same thing for me.
Right.
Every once in a while, I'll keep a little. It was made to be by a friend of mine. It's just a little round, like coin looking thing. On one side, it has the Norse compass, and on the other side, it's just two crossed axes. It's just, you know, it's
That's
like
cool.
A little protection. You know, it's just an object, and it doesn't really have like Christian meaning to it. But it, you know, it feels good to have it on me when we're investigating. And
sure,
you know, if I remember to throw it in my pocket, I try to. But
yeah.
None of my stuff is Christian either, since I'm Wiccan. But
right.
I think that having something on you like that makes you feel more grounded is good. And white light, as Jessica was saying, is another thing. You know, a great exercise to do before you go in is just surround yourself with white light. It does keep out the, you know, the green meanies. So it's important. And I can see, Sean, that you are very into protection because being an empath. Mm-hmm. And I'm very into protection as well because it's a good thing to do. I mean, I get hijacked if I'm not paying attention, and have been many times in the past. You know, and my daughter's dragging me in the kitchen and throwing sage on the burners. We have this thing where, like, we just turn the electric stove on and throw sage on the burner.
Oh, wow.
It just boofs up into this big thing of smoke, and, you know, then you can, like, go on with life because, you know, your energy is cleansed. I always wanted to invent something called, like, the new Ronco, you know, Smudge-O-Matic, and plug it in outside your house.
Like a Glade plug-in?
Billows of sage smoke at you.
Well, if you go to, like,
go ahead.
If you go to, like, some newer houses, they can have, like, vacuum cleaners built into the walls, so you can have like
my sister had that.
Right, so it blows the smoke and the automatic smudger. I like that idea. I think. I think you need to patent that.
It's Smudge-O-Matic.
I don't use anything.
Yeah.
I don't carry anything. I don't use anything.
Yeah, we can tell.
I do a lot of protection. I've protected people during investigations. Do a lot of shielding. I shield myself when I'm investigating. I shield myself with the intention of, like, a glowing white light. I want to be. Mm-hmm. I want to be I want to be trusted. I want to be shown as being welcoming. That's how I want to come off as. So it's like a fuzzy glowing white light, if that makes sense, because I don't want to be intense. But if I'm going into the office at work, or if I'm going to, like, normally if I go to the museum, I do a mirror. So everything just bounces off of me. I don't feel it. I'm done. Doing that shielding and grounding, I'm what I call a spiritual Catholic. Makes no sense.
What did you say? I didn't hear that.
I call myself a spiritual Catholic. Doesn't exist, right? But I am. That's what I am.
That exists. Absolutely. They're mistaken.
But I am now baptized Catholic, and I believe in. I mean, St. Michael protects me, protects my family. Same with the other archangels, but I also believe in my spirit guides, and I believe in the Mother Earth. I believe that the higher power is it's all the same thing. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's our planet. It's nature. It's God. It's Jesus. It's Muhammad. Whoever you want to call it. That's me. That's what I think. So I'm a spiritual Catholic. I go to church, and I sage. So.
That's good. I actually know a lot of Catholics that are like that. I was raised Catholic too. I'm mostly recovered, but I'm feeling it. A lot of friends. Thank you, Michael. I'm feeling that a lot of friends that are Catholic. Like, my mother was very Catholic. She was very into the Virgin Mary. And I kept telling her, you know, you're praying to the goddess. And she was like, I don't care as long as it works, you know. And I was like, well, that's great. One day I came home, and she said she was not into any kind of magic, but I came home one day and she has a Black Mariah candle burning on the stove. And I said, what the heck is this? And she goes, your brother was mean to me. And I'm like, Mom, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
But
I just tell them not to follow me home when I remember.
there you go. But yeah, Christian mystics is what it's called. You're a Christian mystic, basically.
Christian mystic.
Mystic.
Okay. A Christian mystic.
Mystic. Yeah, hard to say, isn't it? Say that
Christian
sometimes.
mystic. Yeah.
Is that close to ChristianMingle.com?
I have a question for you.
It's like the there was one I saw. It's like a farmers, single farmers.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Tina had a question.
I noticed that on a lot of television shows, the ghost hunter things and stuff, that people are quite often saying they're running into demons. And as, a person that's done this for a lot of years, I'm going to say that most of the things I feel that they're running into are not demons, but into really kind of nasty earthbound spirits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think demons are all as common as everybody on TV would like to have you think, coming, forth and just going into people's houses and wreaking havoc. I mean, I know that it happens, but I think that nasty earthbounds are usually the culprits for a lot of that stuff. What do you feel on that subject, Sean?
I agree.
Okay.
I think that most cases of demonic entities are confused as either an angry earthbound human spirit, or even it could be an elemental.
Yes.
But I don't think. I think that one of the most famous places, I don't know, some people may disagree with me, but the Monroe House, I feel like that's an interdimensional being. People say it's demonic. I don't think it is. I think for some reason it's trapped there. And I had a weird experience there one night. So that's kind of my take on it. I think that, honestly, for a demon to really want to affect you, it's really got to be some sort of strong interest. It's something that's very rare. It does happen.
Agree.
I do believe, I believe in angels, so I've got to believe in the yang. So
right. Yeah, I definitely believe. I just don't think they're anywhere near as common a manifestation as we are surrounded by earthbounds, and sometimes I'm driving down the street and I go past a car and I feel like I shudder, and it's like electricity going through me, and I know that there's some really nasty spirits in that car with the people next to me, or attached to a person walking down the street. Quite often I feel like I see these things hanging on people's backs, but I don't think that they're demons. I really do. I think that they're sometimes elementals, as you said, but mostly really nasty earthbounds. We have a lot of angry dead in this country, without a doubt.
Well, we have a lot of dark history in our country, so it doesn't.
Yeah, there is. There is. I often said that I thought that the reason that we have so much gun trouble is that there's curses from the people that they came in and slaughtered with, guns. And I think that might be why it's a phenomenon in our country.
That's interesting.
I try to blame the media on that.
Say that again?
I blame the media.
On the gun violence in our country?
I do. Mm-hmm.
For all of
Makes
it?
some people famous. Makes them famous. It gives
For
people
5
ideas.
minutes. Hopefully they don't get famous is what they're hoping when they kill somebody.
I don't know. Honestly, it started it got really big around Columbine, and then all of a sudden Columbine was all over the news, and then all of a sudden all this stuff happened. I remember when Columbine happened. I think I was like a senior in high school or junior. I don't know. In my later years of high school, that was a long time ago.
These school killings are a manifestation of the zeitgeist of the times, without a doubt. But I think that there's been so much bloodshed in this country with people that never get famous. Just a guy walking down the street, killing, or a gang member perhaps driving down the street and shooting into a house. I mean, the gun violence in this country is so out of control. And, you read about other countries and, they had 3 people die in the year, and, we'll have, 40,000. It's outrageous. And I feel that it's a curse that's been put on us, and it freaks me out. It really does.
That's an interesting take on it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of negativity. And I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely something to kind of look more into.
Oh gosh, we're breaking up.
So kind of with that, Steve Hummel just posted a book.
A book?
Hey, real quick, I just wanted to say hello, Jeff. Miss you.
Yeah, hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Hummel posted a book after dealing with producers.
Correct. Right, Steve.
So, yeah, it's tough, right? And I don't know. I was recently on a show, and producers can be tricky, for sure. So I understand. But so with that, and as paranormal investigators and psychic mediums, there's so much of that out there. There's so much of that negativity, and there's so much of the TV shows that are that they're kind of fluffing things, right? They're kind of making them more than they are. It kind of makes them all kind of look a certain way. At least it could. So it makes it kind of harder. I don't know. For me as an investigator, it's harder because I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm an investigator, right? I watch it and it makes it harder to take seriously, maybe. Because I take what I do very seriously. I got into it because I want to help people. And then it seems like some of these shows just make it something that it's not.
Oh, yeah.
I don't watch any of the shows.
I don't really either. There's a couple newer shows that I watch that have a little bit of a different angle. I like Destination Fear, but and some of the newer shows, the Dead Files, I like because they do. There's research. They kind of combine the research aspect. Steve DeChavy goes and does his investigative work. She does hers. She does the psychic work, and they kind of come together at the end and compare notes. I think that's really interesting. And like Destination Fear. It's I'm not trying to drop too many show names, but
I like that one too.
See how far they could go. And they're I don't have any problems with people doing this as thrill seekers as long as they're honest with people and not trying to go in and trying to help people. If they're going into the big locations and just trying to see what they can see and have their experiences, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as they're honest with themselves and with everybody else, that they're dealing with. But definitely the shows, and I know people who have left shows because they were being forced to drop the D word, and let's face it, the shows that have been the most successful and are still around are those shows that, everything is a demon, everything is evil. If people the shows that would make sense aren't shows that would get ratings, unfortunately.
Yeah,
there's a lot of research that goes into what we do. You got to dive into history, location of places. there's a lot of psychology you have to deal with residential cases. Have to handle, counsel these people through. And unfortunately, it doesn't make for good ratings. So they're not going to portray what we do properly.
Right.
But
Yes, Donna.
What's that, Tina? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was answering Donna Abbott here. She says if you're nasty in life, then you're a nasty person after death. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't change just because you die. You don't become this all good, kind, sweetness and light person. You are who you are, and that's why we have so many angry earthbounds.
Oh yeah.
We've discussed that on our show a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of times if it's something going on in your home that's lashing out, it's usually just a pissed off old guy or a mean old lady. It's just they had issues while they're alive. They're going to have issues in the afterlife. I mean,
right.
It's just so easy to label something demonic, and people I don't think really understand how deep it gets and how horrible and how just the demonic activity would be. I mean, just because you're getting scratched, I mean, it's horrible. It's scary. It's it makes you uncomfortable, scared for your life, but it's not necessarily demonic.
It's true. 100% true. But whenever a scratch happens, especially on those shows, it's something demonic. It's you're a scratch. It's a demon.
Oh yeah.
Right. Exactly. That's why I'm always rolling my eyes.
What if you're calling a little girl who's just trying to get your attention a demon?
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to make people scared to this little girl who's looking for help or guidance of some sort. But people need to be scared, and fear sells. So that's really what it's about. And speaking of fear selling, there was this one show, I don't remember what it was called, but they would take people who were having scary experiences in a business or their home, and then they'd put a burlap sack over their head, and they'd put them in a chair, and they'd
ghost bait, wasn't it? It's called ghost bait,
something like that.
Yeah, it was weird.
You know what though? I would love to go into a location blindfolded and have my RT EVP playing. So it's just me, but I can't see. And honestly, I think that would make it easier not being able to see how dark and scary it is around me. So, but then it might heighten my other senses. I don't know, but I think that'd be a great idea. So I actually kind of got that. That's what's kind of cool about some of these shows. It's their stuff can lead to other ideas that aren't so outlandish, and also some great locations.
So I can't even hear.
They let us know some great locations too.
Yeah.
So.
Next.
And a lot of the locations that they go to, they bring attention to those locations, and they really help those locations. So
I mean they do. Yeah,
really good. So it's just we just have to remember a lot of it is entertainment. And it's just you can't take it seriously sometimes. So,
yep.
So I don't know.
I'm gonna pop off, guys, because you guys are all three robotic monsters right now.
Oh no! All right.
Oh no.
So, and have been for about 5-7 minutes. So I'm gonna pop off and try to get back on.
Okay.
Thank you. And Steve Hummel says the Interface Death did that with some haunted relics, covered the items, then let their mediums do dry readings. Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Definitely. So with Dark Alley, right? Dark Alley, we are Dark Alley Northeast Ohio chapter. So there's another chapter. Is it Central Ohio?
It's just Dark Alley Paranormal, but they're all based out of Columbus, so Central Ohio.
They started off as the main chapter.
Yeah, they were the chapter. They were Dark Alley. When we left our old group, We had already worked with Dark Alley on several investigations because we were both small groups at that time. So through just connections, we would like do Moundsville together just to make it affordable for everybody. That's actually the first time I met Jeff Fenn because he used to work with Dark Alley in Columbus. And so eventually, after we left our group, there was conversation with Aaron Seltzer, who founded Dark Alley. And he allowed us to start our own chapter, in Northeastern Ohio. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Then he moved following a job out to California, and he was running Dark Alley West Coast for a while, but he's moved around a couple times since, and I'm not sure. I know he talks about wanting to come back and just do an investigation with us when he can, and he has a couple times. We've done Trans Allegheny a couple times when he's been able to come back and visit. Pennhurst we did together. So yeah, I mean it's an ever-growing group. We did have a group in Kentucky for a while. I think
Louisville.
Louisville. I think they disbanded, unfortunately, but we're still friends with all of them. It was just something that they didn't have really time to keep up with the group and everything. So, I mean, it's completely understandable. They all have families and stuff. So
it's hard, right? It's hard to juggle doing this when you have a family.
Right.
I'll tell you what, that's actually one of the reasons why I kind of, before I came to Dark Alley, I started a team. It just got to be too much.
Mm-hmm.
With the family and the job and it just got to be too much. So so here I am, and I'm glad to be here. I think that this is where I was meant to be.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it's a lot too because we were a small group too, and we struggled with a lot of things. Like our website is like way out of date. There's stuff that's important for us to, promote ourselves and get us out there and let people know that we're here to help. If they need our help and things like that. It was hard for us to keep up on that. We got kids, we have families, and with only 4 of us at one time, it was just. We were like, we have to get more people involved that want to do this, that we can get along with and work well with. And, Mike brought on his friends from his workplace. They've been awesome. They're already a big part of the family. When you and Todd were looking for a new group to join, I had to get you guys on board because I've already worked with you before and we are all fast friends and work well together. And then when I met Tina for the first time, it was just like an instant, I knew she had to be a part of this team. And so now it's like we got a full group. We have all the pieces that we need. And, we could still grow even bigger. But I think we got a good core group finally that can really knock out all the busy work that we need to do to, get ourselves out there.
Definitely. And